Good evening, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
How your day going?
It's it's going. It's a little rainy. It's it's cold out. I gotta getting ready to head out. Maybe stop a couple places. I gotta go make some money.
Yeah, I see. You bundled up and you got your stuff over here. Got your bag with you. So yeah, that's good. Yeah. How old are you, Ashley?
29.
29.
Yes. I will be 20. I will be 30 in July. Actually, no, I'm 28. I'm sorry. I will be 30. I will be 29 in July. Yeah. 29 in God, July. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You young, girl.
Kensington,
Yeah. Sure is.
So where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Delaware County, Aston. Pennsylvania. I mean, that's where my family grew up. I mean, I grew up there like most of my younger years, but like I've lived in Philly all over the place since I was, probably like 12 or 13. I mean, I was in South Philly. I went to LaSalle for a while. I mean, a couple years. And then back Frankfurt. North Philly generally my area, Kensington.
You like the city vibes?
I love this. Yeah, that's my shit, man. I mean, unfortunately, as much as it's, as much as I love it, and it's probably not as good as for me, but in between myself and my addiction and whatnot, like, I still love the movement, the environment, the people, everything. Actually, yeah, absolutely. It's just I thrive on it.
So let's talk about Kensington. What brings you to this place? What you doing out here?
It's crazy because like I never expected myself like really. For the longest longest time, like I never really, I never came to this part of Philly. It wasn't my twist. I mean, I might have hung out with people that did, that got high or drank or whatever. Okay. I mean, I smoked my weed here and there, whatever, do it, I gotta do, but I was never anything further than that. I was scared to death. Like I had my older brother, he was, heroin addict, all that stuff as well, and he, it basically scared me to death,
Right.
And so probably I was about like 21 or 22. It was around like 2015 or 16. I lost my literally like the love of my life, like my best friend, in a really tragic accident. And like I went through a lot of shit. I mean, in a very short period amount of time, and like unfortunately, like I turned to drugs. Sadly, It's like it's all like like other people as well. It's like. Because I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. Like I was breaking down. I had so many things going on with me, man.
Sorry for your loss, Ashley.
Yeah, it was horrible, man. It was very like gruesome, like that, awful. Like.
Were you dibbling and dabbling with drugs before the loss of your friend at all? Or?
I was, yeah. The whatever part of it, is. I mean, I've gotten, I used with him a couple of times. Not, my technical, my drug of choice overall, like mostly is, would have been heroin, Like I said, I started, I worked my way up the totem pole, I was, started, smoking weed, I started smoking wet, I started smoking crack,
Did he introduce you to heroin?
Hell no. Okay. No. I will say that I did get, I smoked hard with him a couple of times, but other than that, like, yeah, he was totally, he did, but he was totally, like, he would have killed me, like, that was, like, he would have, if he was alive today, I know that he would be like, yo, like,
Who introduced you to the drug substance?
Really, it was, like, between, like, my, like, the people that I was, like, I grew up with, my brother and his friends, and that kind of thing, like, and most of my friends and the people that I surrounded myself with did, like, they get heavy drugs. I mean, they were going to school lit, drunk, all that stuff, and I was scared to death. Like, I was, honor roll, like, to the fullest, like, yeah, like, I had dreams and goals, to go to LaSalle, like I said, LaSalle University, to become a neonatal nurse, all kinds of stuff. So, like, and I had parents, I'm very fortunate. I have two parents that are, like, that have been together forever, and they, they've given me and my brother, it's only me and my brother, everything literally and more that we could have ever wanted. And, unfortunately, like, I don't know how, like, it's crazy to explain, like, how, like, what happened, like, the switch, in my life. Like, it was like one night I woke up, cool, like, you know, ready to go to college and, you know what I mean, and start my life. And then next thing you know, I'm waking up on Kensington Avenue with a heroin addiction. So
you said you went to LaSalle University, right?
Yeah, I did for a couple years, for about, it was probably 2.5 years. Okay. I went for, I graduated in 2011, and then I went right that summer. So I was there for, I would probably say, at least two full years, at least, if not 2.5. I didn't quite make it into their nursing program. I was a few points under my GPA for where it needed to be, but you know, I transferred back to Delaware County, and then, you know, from there is when you know, shit started hitting the fan. Like, you know, I started failing. Like I said, you know, my grandfather got sick. I moved in with my grandfather and my mom. You know what I mean, taking care of him full time. Right. Which my love, maybe and Sam, he lived with me. You know what I mean, he was always with me. Like, he was like my brother, my son, like everything. You know what I mean, like, and he. You know, he lived with me in the last 6 months before he passed away. You know what I mean? And that whole time period, like, it was so crazy because my uncle, you know, my grandpa, he needed like 24-hour care no matter what. Like, someone had to be there around the clock. You know what I mean?
You were there taking care of him.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't work much. I mean, Christ, I ran my dad's company for 8 years. I mean, I was all, you know what I mean? I did all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? My dad was a drain and sewer cleaning company. So like, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it's really like, it's insane to me. Like, and I, you know. Then I find myself, like I said, you know, really it was more or less like my ex, one of my exes after my friend died, that he was the one I was with the most, and he did all the heavy shit, you know what I mean? And like, once you're around it, it's you surround yourself with the people and the people and the things, like, you know, it's going to generally, I mean, it's going to happen. Like, if you're an addict, if you know what I mean, or if you're gonna inevitably, you know what I mean, like, want to use or relapse or whatever the case, you know what I mean, may be. There's not many people, you know, that are, you know, if they are addict, that can be. I've never heard of it.
So what's a day like out here for you?
I mean, honestly, like, I'm gonna keep it being like, I don't, you know, right now, like I said, I'm gratefully off. I just had, you know, it's not my first rodeo with recovery, with all that shit, but I did just have 2 years off dope again in September.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie, still, you know, I take subs and, you know what I mean, do my thing. Like, I smoke my butt all the time. I do a little bit of ice here and there. But other than that, like, I mean, I haven't had any. I am so grateful that, like, I've got everybody in my family and my life to thank that I don't have this obsession, or, you know what I mean, the you know, the desire or need to use heroin anymore. Like, that's, you know what I mean, like,
how often are you using the ice?
I mean, Christ, you don't even need much of that shit. I really don't even like that. I mean, really, I'm almost back all the way off to where I'm like, you know, I'm cool, but I mean, maybe out like 3-4 times a month, maybe.
3 or 4 times a month?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, it's like little amounts, because if you do a little amount, I mean, you're just never, you're up forever. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But like,
so when's the last time you used?
God, it's been at least a week and a half. I would say 2 weeks.
A week and a half?
Yeah.
And that was the ice?
Yep. Yeah, I do take sub, like you know, I'm on sub maintenance. You know, I was on the Vivitrol for a while, because the Vivitrol helped me stay the cleanest, you know what I mean, off the dope for the dope. But you know, Suboxone also helps too with, like, my anxiety. I have a lot of mental health issues as well, like, you know, depression, anxiety, bipolar.
Are you prescribed any medication for that also?
I mean, I always, you know, I had prescribed and tried a bunch of different things, but, you know, since, like, you know, it's hard to find a psychiatrist because you're so, you know what I mean, like, getting into rehabs and stuff is, like, sometimes really hard, depending on your insurance and, like, you know, where, you know, the level of care you're going to get, the quality of care you're going to get, like, and I've had some really great doctors who have been able to, like, help me and, like, work through with me to, like, find the right kind of medicine, you know what I mean, that I need. But you know, there's also been you know, but it's like once you stop going to that facility, or you know, that treatment, or, you know, outpatient, inpatient, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, you kind of got to move on, you know, you find your own doctor, and that's where it's like, it is difficult. I mean, like I said, I've been on waiting lists sometimes for like 5-6 weeks to even get an appointment, you know what I mean, at certain places. It's like insane. That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, but I mean, I do find that I have to find, like, my own, I mean, I find my own rhythm and beat, you know what I mean, every day, you know what I mean, I roll, like, I'm a person that, you know what I mean, that, like, I roll with the punches. Like, I never plan shit, you know what I mean, I do shit and I worry about it later. Like, you know, whatever we got, you know, whatever we got to do by any means necessary, make it happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I work hard. Like, I've always worked. You know what I mean?
Actually, are you homeless out here?
Gratefully, no, I'm not. I actually live right here around the corner up, literally like one street up.
Okay, you have.
Yeah, I have a few friends that are they've been such a blessing. Like, seriously, like I met them right down here on these streets, man. Like, I've met some of the best people literally in my entire life ever on these streets. Like,
do you have any friends that's using at the moment?
Absolutely. Yeah, but mostly a lot. I mean, I don't really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really have many friends anymore, like, you know what I mean, that I speak to, like, from, you know, growing up with, and then mostly all of them use as well. But I mean, since living up here and stuff like that, yeah, mostly.
So is it easy, like, staying clean and being around them? Like, how do you do that?
Honestly, I mean, yeah. I mean, but for the dope part of it, because it's like, you know, when I see people, you know, that are overdosing, they're not at it. I mean, they just can't even. They don't even know they're aware of what's going on. Like, I'm grateful. I mean, the obsession has been lifted from me. Like, the last time I went to jail and got, you know what I mean? I was so traumatized.
Have you ever OD'd?
Again, and like, luckily, like, I've never OD'd. I've been shooting heroin for. Overall now, since from like 21, I'm 28 now. I mean, so I was shooting heroin for at least 5 of those years.
You were shooting the whole time?
Yeah, well, yeah. For a while, I snorted it. You know what I mean? And then my habit got so bad that I was forced to. I didn't want to. It was literally like my mind like tricked me into like forcing.
Do you have any kids at all?
I don't have any of my own kids, no. But I do have 2 nieces. They're 5 and 6, and I mean, they lived with me my whole life. I've raised them, you know what I mean, since they were babies, and that, you know, I consider them my own.
What's the worst thing you've done to obtain your addiction?
See, like, my thing is, like, I've really, you know, I always say this Chris question fucks me up, because I'm like, I had never really, I've always was trying to be such a good person. Like, I never really done anything like so fucked up. To me, mine would be like the shame and guilt that I have, because I stole a lot of money off my family, like off my parents and shit.
Stole a lot of money?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty, like, they're fortunate. You know, we've always been fortunate. We're not rich, you know what I mean, by any means, but, you know.
What was the worst thing you said?
I would have to say really just the lying and stealing everything, like stealing from my parents, man. Like, my parents are my rocks. Like, they're my best friends. I would be nowhere without them, you know what I'm saying? And
what was the amount in total, you believe?
For my parents alone, I probably took like at least 15 grand.
15 grand?
Yeah, I mean, that was just me, like, be like on an act, like, because I got the idea of, hey, like, hook up my mom's debit card.
And of course, how long did you take 15 grand?
Not very long. It was probably about a month and a half.
And a month and a half?
Yeah, and now I'm not gonna, you know, I wasn't buying just drugs with that. I was thin tellies. It was just crazy. I was just not giving a fuck or whatever. You know what I mean? I was doing me.
You felt like it was free money, huh?
Hell yeah! I bought a street bike. I was in. Listen to me. Like, I left. You know what I mean? I left my house and I was like, listen. And my poor mother didn't even know.
How much of it did you spend on drugs? You would say.
I would say, like, I mean, if I'm gonna go with 15 grand, I would, like, 8 to 9 of it was at least
8 or 9,000
easily.
In the course of a month, and the other 6,000 just went to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm talking, like, you know what I mean. Like I said, that would be dependent on, like, crazy. I can't remember what drugs I was even doing then, especially if I was doing dope. I mean, doing dope and smoking crack is a whole different ball game.
Now, what happened when they found out?
Yeah, they were upset. they were definitely pissed. Like, they were sick, because, I mean, not for nothing, like, my brother has done this to them her whole life. Right. I was the complete opposite of him, and it was like they never expected me. You know what I mean? Like, I was their angel, he was the devil. You know what I mean? So, like, out of nowhere, they're like, my mother's like, no way, you're not. You can be fucking kidding me. You know what I mean? And, like, yeah. So she started banking. Like, I did it because I hid bank statements for a while, and they finally caught them, and they were catching up to me and my mom. You know what I mean? They flagged. I mean, I was cash apping myself like $2 grand at a time. Like, just 25, it's 1,500, you know what I mean? And then the final one, I hit like $3 grand on it and finally sent, and then I left my house, you know what I mean? And I didn't come back until they called me, like, and my mom started calling me, and, like, you know, it was a mess. It was a nightmare.
Have they ever forgiven you for it?
I mean, they somewhat, you know what I mean? I haven't really quite been, you know, made my amends to them yet. I mean, I literally, you know, I've been through, like, you know, I've been through my, like, recovery. I've been through active addiction. I've been through recovery multiple different times. It's not my first rodeo. So, like, I've been through the steps of recovery, like Alcoholics Anonymous, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, that's another thing, like, I firmly, like, I always call myself, I'm a dope fiend living AA principles, because, like, I swear to God, like, I believe everything that they have.
With AA principles?
Yeah, like, I literally, like, because I do, I believe everything, like, that I, you know, I am, like, I like, AA, like, if you do, you know what I mean? It's not even so much just, like, just for alcoholics and shit, it's for, like, you know, people who just basically want to live a, you know, a normal, you know,
Did they ever
a normal
forgive
life.
you?
Yeah, I mean, like they forgave me, but they want to see the action. They more or less just want to see me do good. Like
Did they press charges?
No. Well, they were gonna. Oh no, my mom already had that. She had that claim line. Yeah, that thing was and I had to call her because my friends' names were on the cash tab too, because I had to send it to different people. She thought it was them.
Right.
So like, yeah, mom, no. Call it off.
When's the last time you spoke to your parents?
Today.
Today? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I texted this was a little minute ago. So, like I said, it's been 2 years since I did dope. So, it's been, you know, but yeah, it was. My mom, she can't help herself. She's a worrywart, man. She's like me. I have to talk to that woman every single day. You know what I mean? And just because, like, right now, I'm a mess. Like, I'm kind of on the run right now from PO. Like, it's a little bit drawn. It's for no reason, honestly, for an ex, allowing guys, you know what I mean, to be, you know, run, you know, not take advantage, because that's dead, but, like, you know, I'm saying the fact of the matter is like, just, you know, what my addiction and, like, everything will allow me to do, like, just, you know,
Does your mom want you to come home?
Yes. She begs me. And I'm not.
Begs you?
Yeah, but she doesn't, I don't know, she not begs me, but she's so worried.
How do you believe your parents will feel if they were to see this video? Think they'd be proud of you?
No.
No, not at all?
Don't, because you're going to get me upset.
You're clean.
They're, yeah, well, for the most part, but I'm not who I should be. You know what I mean? When I should be all the way off drugs, like I know I can be.
Okay.
They would be, you know what I mean? They would be, you know, they would be more, they would be, you know, better off than what they are now. Yeah, I can promise you that, because they know that I'm not at my full potential, as do I, which is another reason why I get, you know, so down, and you know what I mean, when stuff on myself is, it's just hard. It's motivation and willpower.
Take your time, Ashley.
You're right. I mean,
you're already doing it. You're handling your handle.
I mean, it's average.
I'm pretty sure they'd be proud of you.
Yeah.
Because you're clean right now. You're staying clean. Of course, you're not at your full potential.
Yeah.
But you're working your way towards it.
Trust me, I'm nowhere near that. You know what I mean? I'm nowhere near, but I promise you, I'm on my way.
So what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get clean, or what do you want to achieve once you get clean?
Well, like right now, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I get off the, like I said, basically, like I said, I'm prescribed like Suboxone and my marijuana. So I mean, other than that, like, if I did, like, for that to happen, like, I'm not, right now I'm looking for work. I need a job, you know what I mean? I've been out of work for, you know what I mean? This is the longest I've not ever worked in my life. Like, I need to, you know, I do have stable, you know, shelter and stuff right now, you know what I mean? Like, you know, home right now, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, thank God for these beautiful people. Like, you know, they're very, very good people. And
are you willing to take any job?
Anything besides selling myself for anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
legal job.
Yep,
legal job.
Yep, legal. Yep. I mean, I'm not keeping it being with you. Sometimes if it's not legal. I mean, if it comes down to, like, I'm not gonna, you know, sell my ass on the streets, but I might sell a bag or a fucking sweatshirt. You know what I mean? Like, because I do. I mean, like, the hustle and the bustle down here. Like, you know, there's money to be made. That's why it's getting so bad, because people, right. You know, it's just
Ashley,
things recircle themselves.
Ashley, gotta cut the ice habit. Gotta cut that out. You're doing a great job. Cut the dope. I'm a little upset you still hanging with the same crowd of friends.
No, I'm not. So I haven't. These are new. These are people I met. Not even like this within this past year.
Okay.
I don't even, like, the people I'm living with. Like the two guys I'm living with. Like, they're very like. Like, I don't even. Yeah, I met them like a couple months ago.
Okay. I was referring to the crowd I seen you when I met you. When I met you, came, you know, introducing myself to you.
Oh, what, over there?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I was sitting, I wasn't even, like I said, they're, you know, acquaintances, you know what I mean? But I was sitting there waiting. I mean, I was waiting for my friend. We were getting ready to go on the L. Okay. But, you know, trust me, if I don't, you know, if I don't like what somebody's doing, or if I'm not banging what somebody's doing, yeah, I will make sure they know it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I have no problem, you know what I mean, doing that. Although, you know, some days it's hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, you know what I mean? To just stay clean and motivated, and you know what I mean? It's like
you're doing it right now, Ashley. Don't even worry about it.
I know.
You're doing it right now.
I know, it sucks. I know, it's just crazy, man. Like, cause I woke up, it's like I'm 28, I spent 3/4 of my life without drugs. Mm-hmm. And now it's like the rest, now it's like, you think about it, it's like, damn, like, I got the whole rest of it, you know what I mean? Like, with spiritual? It. I definitely, I'm not as spiritual as I should be. I do pray all the time, you know what I mean? I pray to my best friend. That's who I believe you know what I mean, as my higher power at the moment. But,
okay,
you know, but I would like to get more, you know what I mean? Like, right. I do need to get connected more with something, you know what I mean?
To your higher power.
Yeah, that I
so
can.
You got the cross.
I can believe it. Yeah, I need to get a new one, actually. Mine broke. Everything gets stolen down here.
Ashley, I see bigger and better things for your future.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sweetheart.
You look like a computer tech. I'd like to thank you for your time, Ashley.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful interviewee.
Thank you.
All time me to be praying for you.
Yep, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Take care.